this week's Parsha, we learn about the life experiences of Yitzchak, Isaac, our patriarch. One of the more fascinating stories in this week's Parsha is he returns to the land where his father Abraham had lived, and his father Abraham had dug wells for water, and it was also in the vicinity of the Plishtim, where the Philistines were in Eretz Yisrael, in the land of Israel. And it says in the Torah that Yitzchak dug wells not once but twice, and each time the local Philistines protested and argued and said, as it says in the Torah, Lanu hamayim, the water belongs to us. You know, the dispute over water is an ancient dispute which existed back in that time. And the Torah tells us that each time there was a dispute over the source of water, Yitzchak, Isaac, moved to another area and dug a new well. This happened not once, twice, but 3 times. And on the 3rd time, finally, it says that Yitzchak dug a well, and v'lo ravu aleha, and they did not argue about the water. And then he said, Yitzchak said, I'm going to call this well Rechovos. I'm going to call this expansiveness, because God blessed us with this well, which is expansive. Now, I think this requires some analysis, because if Yitzchak was in a dispute with the local Philistines, and Yitzchak was the party that was correct, in fact, the water didn't belong to the Philistines, they belonged to Yitzchak. His father Abraham had dug those wells earlier, and the land belonged to Abraham. So why didn't Yitzchak just fight it out with the Philistines? Why did he just go and move to a new area to dig those wells? You know, in life, one of the painful realities is there's many disputes among people, between spouses, between parents to children, siblings, business partners, neighbors, and co-workers, and many more. And many times people focus on who's right and who's wrong. Many people are unwilling to settle a dispute, because after all, they are the correct party, and the other party has committed the wrongdoing. And unfortunately, this leads to schism in families, and relationships, communities that have suffered much pain because of this. And one thing that we learn in the Torah is a person is not supposed to hold on to a dispute, to an argument. It does not matter who is right and who is wrong. If there is a dispute out there, there's a fight, we're all losers. The net result is that we all lose. And that was the attitude of Yitzchak. Yitzchak felt that for him to go and get engaged in a dispute with the Philistines, does not matter who was right and who was wrong. He was focused on the solution. And in that case, the solution was to find water. So every time there was a dispute, he went to another place to dig the water. Folks, I think this is a powerful lesson for us, because throughout our lives, we are embroiled in situations that quickly can lead to confrontation. And many times we get caught up on who's right and who's wrong. Let us remember the powerful lesson of Yitzchak, who taught us that there are no winners in disputes. And let us always remember to take the high road. Have a wonderful Shabbos.